Can you hear me, everybody? I don't know. Let me know. Find this stuff out. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but if you can't, let me know. If you can, let me know. You know. Welcome to a random late night Staunch TV stream. Working on with some new equipment, trying to get it set up.
He won it!
Let me know if you can hear me speaking right now. I think everything's I think everything's good. We'll find out. Check, check, check.
He won it!
Check, check. Let me know if you can hear me I think
Speaking
we're
right
good.
now.
Oh, I think that seems to be working. Um, yeah, so I don't know if anyone's going to jump on. It's pretty late, totally random. But if you do, hey, we can hang out. If not, it's all good. We'll try this some other time, kind of early. No, a little earlier at least. But there's a couple things I did want to check out. Like, I recently stumbled upon. You remember, like back in the day? I know I've done a few videos where we watch some of this stuff. But back in the day, there was this show that would show on, I think it was like the USA Network or something. It was called FarmClub.com. Farm Club, the Farm Club. I don't know if I ever actually went to the actual FarmClub.com because I mean, this is like back when I don't even think I had like high speed internet at the time. I would watch this literally on my little CRT television set. And it was cool because it was like, new metal was huge. New metal was basically everything back then. And to a fresh faced, teen like myself at the time, it was cool to be able to see that on TV, like represented because, you had TRL and all that kind of stuff. And, MTV was still doing their thing at that time. But to see it on like you at the USA Network, you get to see bands like Primer 55 was on there. I think like Stained early on was on it. Um, a lot of random groups. I think like Alien Ant Farm showed up, and they would do this thing where they would get like local new metal bands or unsigned new metal bands that you can like vote on, and they would go and interview them, follow them around, and whatnot. I remember being a kid, and that was like my dream. I'm gonna start a band. I'm gonna get on FarmClub.com. I'm gonna get to hang out with Matt Pinfield. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good. Matt Pinfield was one of the hosts. And so that was the thing. And in turn, we saw a lot of crap, a lot of really bad music, a lot of bad bands. But also, like, being into this stuff as a kid, it was very cool. I didn't really care. And now it's like a nostalgia trip, if anything. But also, it's pretty sweet because these recordings on farmclub.com were raw, they were live audio, no bells, no whistles. It was see what you see is what you get, and you got some pretty cool performances from some groups that I honestly totally forgot about some of these guys. But and others like I was very surprised. Like I actually kind of re-stumbled upon this show because I was looking into an old group called Dog Fashion Disco. You guys remember that group, Dog Fashion Disco? I actually got to see them in, I believe it was like 2003 or four, maybe something like that. I don't remember. It was a long, long time ago. And it was at a little club in Corpus Christi, Texas called Zeros. And it was, I believe it was Dog Fashion Disco and this group Tub Ring. Now, Tub Ring, I always assumed was like this underground, kind of unknown kind of group. But I don't know. Those dudes got a lot more exposure than I thought. Those dudes got a lot of traction to bring. And it was very cool to see those two groups in a small little tiny little venue. So I didn't realize that, Dog Fashion Disco was actually on Farm Club as well. And Dog Fashion Disco, I think, is definitely kind of like an underrated band that kind of got lumped into the whole new metal thing. And I don't know if there was pressure there to kind of build on that sound or if they were headed in that direction already. But what you get with Dog Fashion Disco is like a kind of like a more of a new metal, more of an angsty take on stuff like, they're obviously taking, not like to be a dick, but they're taking from Mr. Bungle. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see that. But I thought we'd check out their performance on Farm Club and maybe a couple more things on there. But yeah, I have no idea if anybody is even watching right now. If you are, let me know what's up down in the chat. And we'll get right to the track here in a second. So yeah, let's here. How about this? Maybe this will bring in the crowds.
He won it!
Hey, don't you want it, Staunch Gang? Don't you want it? Hey, so before we get started, let's do it to it. Let's do it to it. Don't you want it?
He won it!
If anyone's watching out there with me, it is late. It is about 1 a.m. where I am. Welcome to Staunch Late Night. Probably going to be doing these random streams. I'm going to be doing more, dedicated streams. I'm trying to do those every Sunday. That's why I'm testing out this equipment right now. But hey, why not? I like these. I like the idea of just doing random late night shit, even if no one is watching. At least I'll get some content out of it, right? And if you are watching with me right now, let's load them up and let me know where you are watching from. Let's get a little loosey goosey. This is Staunch Late Night, episode 1, if you will. And if there's anything you want to check out, aside, from this Farm Club madness, any groups, any bands, any film trailers, anything like that, just if you're gonna shoot me suggestions for anything specific, try to find a cool live video because those are easier to get away with. Oh shit! I like this. We brought her back, right?
He won it!
You remember from the old school streams, this this chick was always around. I love it. I absolutely love it. So if you're watching Staunch Gang, let me know where you're watching from. And yeah, let's get to it. I kind of want to check out this Farm Club performance here from Dog Fashion Disco. Let's see what happens. Can
Here they are from the farmclub.com
you hear
website.
everything all right? Let me know.
Farmclub.com stage.
Performing Leper Friend. Make some noise for Dog Fashion Disco!
Disco! Let me know if you can hear everything. All right. Like, pretty interesting group. Whenever I saw them, I was just getting into this kind of stuff. Very circusy.
Bodies hang to train and trip. So submitted, let's pretend. You're not a hollow shot. Velcro on
Anybody remember these guys? Oh, Ned Banks, watching from Baltimore. We got Nate from Boylston, Massachusetts. What's up? And Ned Banks from Baltimore. Oh, you know Dog Fashion Disco. Sweet. Ned Banks. What? Hell yeah. What's going on, Ned Banks? Happy to have you guys hanging out. Now, Dog Fashion Disco, like I say, like they're got lumped into the new metal thing. I'm not sure if it's fair even to be calling them new metal, you know? It's weird. Like, I don't know. I've talked about it a few times on here. And I always seem to talk about new metal when we were talking about music on here because it's just such a nostalgia factor for me. I was like way into this stuff. Let's see. And it's crazy because like back then there was just so much happening, and even though some of the bigger bands were just mega huge, you know, your Limp Bizkits and the Corns and whatnot, but it's like this stuff got lumped in there, and I never really considered them to be quote unquote new metal. Yeah, the low end is there. It's very aggressive. But they're taking a lot from Mr. Bungle, you know what I mean? And they're taking that specific sound and doing something with it, something else with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if there was any like label coercion or anything like that. Maybe I should do a deeper dive into their albums and see what happens. Okay, let me see here. But like, they're not rapping or anything, you know? Like, that's great. I love that part right there. And all their songs have sound like this, the unnerving kind of horror kind of sound. Farm Club, the best. Farm only the best from Farm Club.
The festal joy, frustration, it seems, is here to stay.
Like, I wonder what Mr. Bungle thought of these guys. I know Mike Patton heard, must have stumbled upon this at some point. What other groups sounded like this? I know, like Tub Ring are a similar group, in my opinion, but not quite like this. But Tub Ring is a very familiar kind of sounding group, and I don't know, maybe it's just the aesthetics because they have, you know, they're wacky. They have a guy on the keyboard. Does anybody else out there remember farmclub.com? Oh, listen to that. That's fucking tight. What other group was doing this? This kind of sounds, especially on farmclub.com. They're getting down right there. They're digging into it, grinding into it. This was very cool to see. We're in a crammed little venue, tiny little stage. The keyboardist, I think one of these groups was on the floor, and that bitch was packed. Leper Friend and Dog Fashion Disco. Only the best from farmclub.com. Like I said. Let's see what other groups are on here. Yeah, Dog Fashion Disco. Any other fans out there, let me know. Let me jump back into the chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, right. Straight up taken from Mr. Bungle in the best ways, you know. Um, Corporate Avenger. Yeah, I've been getting sent that a lot. That they're like, "Hey, did you know there's a new Corporate Avenger? Did you hear this Corporate Avenger?" And like, I don't know, man. It's sus as fuck. This new Corporate Avenger. I'll say that. I mean, look at that album cover. You know, like God, let me see if I can bring it up. It is the worst. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, look at this crap. Oh, wait, that's Tax Man. Sorry, Tax. That's not what I was looking for. Oh God. Um. Anyways, the album cover's right here. I don't know why it isn't really showing. Okay, here we go. Look at this. People over profit, and this is the album cover. Look at this AI shit. What is even happening in this album cover? Like, okay, there's a guy with a dollar sign for a head sitting at a shoebox briefcase thing made of $100 bills. I don't know what. And then look, I mean, the telltale signs here of AI fuckery is like you look at the bill, the dollar bill, the $100 bill behind this guy, and it's I'm assuming it's supposed to say 100. That the zero kind of blends in with the one. It's like what is that? And then you look at the bottom right quarter, and it does say 100, sort of. It's all weird. And then the biggest giveaway of AI fuckery is you look at this gelatinous kind of like blow up doll blob that they have sitting behind this shoebox, and you look at his hands, and the fingers are just all screwed up. It's like, what is this? This can't be real. I don't understand. And then all the music is just very milk toast. Some of it is like old tracks that were uploaded randomly, and it doesn't really. They don't necessarily have the soulless AI sounds or vibe to them, but it also does not sound like Spike, Xavier, and it sounds like more like kind of just like some music that some guy could make on his own. That's why it all sounds so sus. And then also like the quality's all over the place. And the songs themselves just aren't that healing. I mean, let's listen to this one called Fuck Your Gods.
Fuck your gods, fuck your lies. Religion's the reason humanity dies.
It's like, what is this?
Stupid humans kneeling and blind, selling your soul to the chains that bind. You pray to the sky, to an invisible fraud. Your truth is a weapon, your faith is a con. Fuck your temples, fuck your creed. Your holy wars only make us bleed. Your prophets were liars, your books are a joke. Burn them all down in the freedom you choke. Fuck the Bible, fuck the Quran. They're tools of control, just part of the scam. Preaching their hate, dividing the land. While blood spills for beliefs they command. Stupid humans, you follow the script while they twist your mind and tighten the grip. Wake the fuck up, tear down their shrine. Your gods are nothing, the power's inside. Stupid humans bow to a fraud.
You see what I mean? Like, what is this? That just doesn't. I mean, what do you guys think? You guys are Corporate Avenger fans, right? Does that sound like Corporate Avenger to you? Uh, I don't know. It does not to me. I don't really want to play anymore because it's like I don't I don't think this is really on the level. I mean, honestly, if Corporate Avenger were putting new music out, wouldn't SRH or some of these guys be saying something about it? Wouldn't it be an item? Wouldn't it be some kind of news? There was some very, very, very bad AI Corporate Avenger that popped up around the same time that AI bullshit ass Daddy X popped up, and I'm starting to think that it's just the same dude because there's clearly some trolls like in the SRH KMK kind of lore camps online and whatnot, and it's useless. It's fucking useless. If Corporate Avenger made a comeback, they would be it would be significant to some people, to the right people, to certain news outlets online and music and outlets online. It would make a ripple, put it that way. This is just like the strangest part of this like scammer, like asshole little side of the music industry, I guess, especially when it comes to sub noise and SRH and that. There's a bunch of assholes out there. So I don't know, man. What do you guys think about this corporate Avengers stuff? I mean, again, look at the cover. Fucking terrible. And then Taxman's still out there with KMK. You know, Taxman would definitely say something about it. We've gotten word from Spike in the past saying that he's done, he's retired. You know, even Brad X. There's that Betty X history page on Instagram, which is great. Go check it out. But like, it seems that dude is just never gonna pop up again. So I don't know. Who knows, right? The corporate Avenger. If this is them and this is real and everything is legit, what the hell is happening? So yeah, getting back to the farm club stuff. We'll see what else is live. We'll see what other bands they have on there. There's a whole list. We can check out a little more if you guys want. And let's see. It's back to the chat. Yeah, we got some viewers from Boylston, Massachusetts. I got a buddy out in Massachusetts. Baltimore. I've never been out there. I always wanted to. Baltimore looks like a nice place to visit according to TV shows and movies. Tubbering, yeah, well, I think maybe we can check out some tubbering a little. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like Violent Self-Indulgence, were kind of part of that spastic, wacky kind of, although they were a bit more electronic, I guess. Um, I've been looking at a lot of it in mindless self-indulgence. If you watch my video about obscure side projects, I cover a mindless self-indulgent side project, the left rights, and talk about all that. And Pop will eat itself. Yeah, people have been recommending them as well. That's strange. This keeps popping up. You watch Rock and Roll High School all the time. Hell yes. Um, I'm a big fan of Rock and Roll High School, but I gotta say, the sequel is far superior. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I did make the award-winning documentary Forever, the untold story of Rock and Roll High School Forever. You can go check that out for free online. It just had its 5-year anniversary, which is pretty sweet. You can also go check out my music video slash hot dog commercial I did with Vanilla Ice. All you got to do is look up Vanilla Ice hot dog on YouTube. You'll see the Baby Got Buns parody, and you'll see a handsome looking fella in a bright pink shirt dancing around in the background. It's pretty sweet. And you can check out my making of that video. I covered the whole thing backstage and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Vanilla Ice, cool as dude. So yeah, or you can also get Corey Feldman's box set for sale on his website right now and get the documentary Corey Feldman, the man behind the love, which is very cool. It's a once in a lifetime thing that I actually got to edit for the guy, directed by the legendary Jake Perry. So shout out to those guys. It's very cool just by starting this little YouTube channel years ago, and its YouTube channel's growing slow. I don't spend enough time on it, honestly. But throughout all that, I got to do some pretty cool stuff with some pretty cool people. And I'm currently working on a short film right now as well, so I'm always busy. But I'm not going to be neglecting you guys any longer. Okay, let's see. Native America meat wrap. Corporate Avenger. The oomph is gone. Staunch gang, rise up. Keith Cormick, what's up, man? How you doing? Corporate Avenger, the old album is good. Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't think this new stuff is legit. Left rights are the shit. I love it. Vader, fucking shit up with your lightsaber. You're very phallic. I love that shit. But I'm not a weirdo. No, I'm not a weirdo. Vanilla Ice rules. So sick you're in that music video. I fuck with his new metal album. Hell yes. Whenever I hung out with Vanilla Ice that night, whoops. Uh-oh. Whenever I was hanging out with Ice that night, during the shoot, it was actually that day. But I told him, I was like, hey dude, I made a video covering like your new metal stuff. I love that stuff. He's like, hell yeah, man. He's like, thanks for saying that. He was like, yeah, I love all that stuff too. He's like, it's just so hard to do it live because you got to have a full band and all that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Ross Robinson, you heard he's a doink. The dude definitely looks like a doink. Ross Robinson, he got his fingers on a lot of crazy shit. a lot of good music, and a lot of like he seems kind of like the guy that got real popular. He had his own sound, and then maybe he took on some stuff for money and didn't really, put out the best versions of stuff there was there's stories about like people cutting demos with them and then they're not really satisfied with it. But those demos go on to be like kind of like underground classics in a weird way. It's strange. Um, Nate Triple X says, "I'm sorry, bud. That the one and your doc watch because I saw it all the time. Fuck yeah." So hey, let's see. He does look like a doink, right? Old Ross Robinson. Let's see who else is on this list of farm club bands. Let's see, we got Drowning Pool, Pained, Kitty, old Kitty. It's a band called East Side, Side spelled CIDE. Disturbed, Stereo Mud. I think this is Cold. Looks like Cold. 20 Dead Flower Children. Spine, Chimera, Primer 55, GOD, Static X, Seven Dust. I like Seven Dust. Limp Bizkit and Corn. I think I did a little review of that one some time back. System of a Down. Looks like Disturbed was on here a lot. Crazy Town. Papa Roach. Oh, an Orgy. An Orgy. Any of those groups? I thought maybe I should check them out. Keith Carmick says, thoughts on Primer 55. Primer 55, I've actually, it's kind of an interesting history there because I made a video. I used to have this series called The Worst of New Metal. And when I first started talking about new metal on my channel, and like going back and watching those videos now, I admit they're a bit hard to watch. I was a little harsh, very opinionated, kind of a dick. But I remember at the time too, making those videos, thinking like, okay, there's got to be other people out there that agree with me, like that this stuff is just terrible. And I covered bands like Primer 55, Methods of Mayhem, Factory 81, I think that's what they're called. And it's like I genuinely didn't like that music. That doesn't, but there's things I like about it all. I guess maybe not Factory 81, but like I can definitely appreciate like the party aesthetic of Methods of Mayhem, you know. And when I was younger and angry and like a kid with no problems, yeah, Primer 55, I liked it. It was some jumping around music, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a big fan. I think it's very cheesy. I think they're one of the worst of the group. They obviously, in my opinion, it's all my opinion, they were very like Limp Bizkit clones. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. My opinions on the group did change a lot because I understand where they come from now, especially after talking to the DRP. I got to interview DRP. He recently came down with his band Angry Corpses. I didn't get to go check that out though. But it's interesting because like now I know where the band came from, their hardcore kind of roots, the punk roots, all the hardships and whatnot. And it seems like the lead singer was it Jason, I believe his name was, and then Bobby Burns, of course. They seem like really cool dudes. Clearly there was demons and blah blah blah, and like there's an album that was recorded that never really was released and whatnot. But seeing like the love from the fan base that they actually do have, they have a big fan base, and they all let me have it in that video in the comments. Even Jason's daughter was down there, like very hurt about the whole thing. I'm just like, hey, I mean, it's not really a personal attack. I don't know these people. I'm just giving my opinions on this band from when I was in sixth grade, that I really don't think was that good. But I honestly think was a Limp Bizkit clone. They have, I forget what the track was. I'll throw it in there later, but they have a song that sounds exactly like a Limp Bizkit track. It's not even funny. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like what's that saying? When people rip you off, it means they like you or whatever. Imitation, flattery, whatever. So, whatever. It is what it is. But I will say, like, I respect the group. I think it's cool that they did their thing. And maybe I should go back and give them another shot and listen to those. I think they have like two albums or something. Huh? But yeah, go check out my video. It's still up. I'm thinking about taking all those down. They're still in bad taste. Let's check them out live. We got loose. One second, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Said jump, jump music. There we go. This was like, I guess, their hit, right? From what I remember, at least. These lyrics, man. That's too funny. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it isn't popping up on the screen. Rock it loose. Like, I love this when I was a kid, straight up. This was my shit. I had this album. I bought it at Walmart. It was on sale. Good stuff. Now, this is kind of a cool track. This track was meant to do nothing else but get young kids hyped up. You know, Lamb some Mountain Dew. Complain that your mom like won't let you stay up past 10. Maybe watch some, Monday Night Raw. Retreat to the bathroom with a copy of Metal Edge magazine for about 5 minutes. Ah, the 2000. The early 2000s. The higher the socks, the downer the foo. Look at these motherfuckers. The foo metal. But nah, no joke. I got from what I found and heard, all these dudes are very cool dudes that were really out here making their mark. So, what can you say? I just got to be honest. In my opinion, Limp Bizkit clone. I don't know what else to say. Like, I think if they had a DJ, it would have helped a lot. Honestly. But it's like interesting music because that whole scene is a thing. You get like the hardcore kids, punk kids, and they're all into rap music. All of them more likely into aggressive hip hop, and then they eventually blend, and it all starts on such a low level, and then that sound blows up. I mean, so many groups got picked up, man, and if you're able to make your mark and still have a huge fan base, what, like 30 years later, something like that. Hey, man, props to him, straight up. Shit. There's an interesting enough story there with the Primer 55 lore and everything to where like something could be. I think I could probably go back and revisit, go check it out. If you guys want to see anything like that, let me know. So let's see what's happening in the chat. Keith Karmic, that was so funny. Ross Robinson looking like a doink. Thanks for asking about Primer 55. I've been meaning to talk about them again. Shout out to all their fans and everything. I hope you don't hate me too much. You can hear about their unreleased album. I did an interview with the DRP. I'll go ahead and link that at the end of this. But I specifically clipped out him talking about the Lost Primer 55 album, so you can check that out. Keith Carmick, Factory 81 sucks. I agree, man. Keith Carmick, you love my worst of new metal videos. Thank you. I think I'll keep doing them, but I'm just not going to be as dick about it. You know what I mean? Buffalo Chicks. Hey, these aren't talls. They don't be fucking worms, man. You guys are worms. Maybe it's Nito says R.I.P. Mike Berry, the last surviving member of the Grace Brothers. Grace Brothers. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. I think I might be a little too gato for that one. Tuna Bear says, "Hello, handsome Tuna Bear. What's up, man? Call in sick. Come hang." Heath Karmic says, "This song rocks. Some real jump the fuck up ass metal." Caesar, hey, what's up? How you doing? I like that your name's Caesar on here. It says Limp 55. Keith Karmic, I stole Introduction to Mayhem from my local Fred Meyer store. Fred Meyer stores. I wonder if that's like our Walmart or something. This is Nate XX says this is real late for me. Thanks, bud. I'm going to bed. Peace. Can you check out Kamikaze Relief Fund? Send me a link to a live video there. I'll check it out. We'll check out a few more videos here before I call it a night. I'm hanging out. Let's see who else is on this list. We can see Incubus. Good God, Insolence. You want to see what this is all about? I bet you this sucks. Insolence. Let's see what happens here. Oh my God. What the fuck is this? Breaking new ground. It's foo metal? Yes, this is foo metal. Jeez. They're doing everything. This is straight up like this is new metal. They're doing everything. They got two singers, they both suck. You got that bass line, that dude's probably looking around like this. You got that cornet guitar. The chorus is probably jump, jump, jump the fuck up. I bet you they stink. Oh, this is making my stomach hurt. Third strike ass rip for real. I've never heard of this band. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing the wacky face. I told you. We got baggy pants. We got braids. Looks like a fake. What's that guy's name? The bass player, Fieldy or something? They reek of cologne and menthols. Exactly. Exactly. Keith Armick down in the live chat for a win. So what else is here? This is making my balls hurt. I do like Seven Dust. Oh hell, look at that. My very first concert was actually Seven Dust. It was Seven Dust and New Metal Machine Head. And opening for them was a band no one had heard of called Chevelle. And after them was Orange 9mm on doing their Pretend I'm Human stuff. And so to me, those guys were always a new metal band as well, Orange 9mm. But people corrected me real quick on that one that hey, these guys aren't new metal, it's post-hardcore or whatever. Sure, but I'm just saying that album I thought was very, very much new metal-esque. But Seven Dust, man, those guys tore shit up live. This would be around the time that I saw them too. So let's see. I always stand by Seven Dust. Great fucking band. One of the better radio rock bands of like, I don't know, the last century, if you will. So let's get to it. This is Denial. This was obviously like the big hit off of Home. This is like right around the time I saw them. I think that it was the drummer that was married to that chick from Cold Chamber. This is weird. It's cut into their music video. Very strange. But yeah, if you haven't seen new Seven Dust live, man, even now, I bet they kick ass. But back then, especially, these dudes tore it up. Very good band, underrated group. People don't know about. I think the right people know, but a lot of people sleep on Seven Dust. Definitely one of the best set of pipes in rock, especially like in quote unquote new metal. But with John Witherspoon, that guy can wail. I heard he can really wail. Catchy tune. See, like and then too, they're doing like the new metal kind of. I said when I'm using that term lightly here because it's all these elements are kind of just thrown in a blender, and you kind of see what pops up. They're doing like the wow wow, the wacky guitars and all that kind of shit, but they're making it into a sound, into a solid sound, and not as like some theatrics. They're not out here trying to like, "Ooh, look at we're going crazy." These dudes are out there for one reason and one reason only, to rock the fuck out. And it's they're a band that I always thought was like, why do these guys have two guitars? And like, why is there two guitars? I never really understood. You just listen and you see why, and you see hear them live, especially. You get that wall of sound, and it really hits you, smacks you across the face. But it's very cool that you kind of pick up on this stuff if you give all these bands a shot. And that being said, I do give all these bands a shot. I swear I do. I tried, and if I can't find any redeeming qualities, I'm just honest about it, and that's what I like so much about Seven Does, because like there's not too much to hate about these guys. Their sounds do change. They did go a lot of different directions, and some of the best musicians in the game. And it was cool seeing them live. We pull up to the venue. This venue isn't even around anymore. This is way back when, like I was saying. We pull up, and I won the tickets from a local radio station. Um, and I get there, and then the DJ is there. One of them is, and he's there, and I'm like, "Hey, that's the radio DJ." And he's making out with one of my cousins. I was like, "Oh shit, what's up, cuz?" And "Hey, what's up? Hey, this is that guy. I don't want to say their names." But he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? Do you want to go meet the bands?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck! I'm junior high, you know." And we go back at stage, and I got to meet Orange 9mm, Chevelle. Machine Head wasn't there, but Seven Dust came out, and they were like, "What's up, man?" They were cool. They were hanging out. He told me he liked my shirt. It was a tie dye Superman shirt. Junior high. Sorry, my dog is about to throw up. Lovely. Um, so it was cool. So I've always kind of respected the guy. I had a signed poster forever before. I don't know what happened to that thing. What? I don't know, these guys are tight. I like these recordings too. Like the audio, shit sounds great. Let's see who else is on here.
And
Oh
this
man,
next band who's here to perform Push It from their debut album Wisconsin Death Trip, here's Static X.
Static X. That was a fun band. Let's see what's going on up here. Bruh, new Machine Head rolls so hard. Yes, there's things I like about that. That's I did a whole video on the new metal Machine Head. I also did as part of my new metal files. I covered Slipknot. I covered Seven Dust as well, so you can go check that out. Home is a badass album. Keith Carmick says wah pedal new metal is top tier. Seven Dust First Paramount 5000 album, Head PE, and Snot Gets Some, the Wall New Metal Kings. That's a good point. Good fucking point for sure. Especially that first Paraman album. I did a whole Paraman album. What the fuck happened to Paraman 5000 video? Go check that one out. I also did a similar video on Head PE, so you can go watch all that. This fucking dog. Okay. So yeah, we'll check out a few more videos here. Let's see this Static X video. This is the real Static X. I remember this. This was my shit back in the day. Highly contagious. Man, this is like prime Static X. Jesus. Ooh. Ooh. Down, down, down. I wonder, like, look at these crowds. This is like the only new metal show where you see a bunch of chicks in the front row. Ah, damn! Don't you just miss this old Static X? Like, I get a lot of shit. I did a Static X video whenever they reformed without Wayne and whatnot. I got a lot of shit for that one. I was obviously people still love that stuff, but that video was in response to the first lineup and whatnot. Now they have like an Android Static X, and it's like a robot. It looks pretty cool. All right, I'll buy that. But having like a little dope and a fucking stupid Halloween mask, that wasn't my bag, man. I still say that was a cash grab. Let's check out one more little clip here. I wanted to see this kitty footage. Let's see what Kitty's up to. But first, let's get to it. So Static X and on Ozfest 2001, it was absolutely terrible live. I never did get to see them. Some friends of mine went on tour with Wayne Static though. Whenever he did his solo tour, I see Brackish from Kitty. Jeez, this takes me back. 8th grade. Kitty was a band that really, like, I forget what album it was. They had some good shit. Really good heavy metal. Like this album wasn't very new metal-ish. There was a lot happening on this album. Obviously this track, but I don't know who of these girls is still in the band. I know the drummer and the singer are like sisters, so clearly them two. But yeah, I don't know. People have been asking me to do a Kitty video. I've gotten a lot of requests for that. Maybe I should do a little deep dive into them, because that could actually be a lot of fun. Always was a fan of these guys. Dog collar chick metal, says Keith Karmick. Canadian vibes. Huh. You're right, huh? No shit. Yeah, this isn't my favorite track by any means, at all. This is not my favorite track at all from them, but it's a fun little tune. This is like their Primer 55 track. It's all there. But yeah, the farmclub.com. Maybe on another stream we'll check out some more of that. But I did kind of want to just make sure that this equipment I have is working. So guys, if you want it in the actual comments, let me know what to check out down below. I'll be doing more random staunch late night streams for longer than I did right now, but I do have to get up pretty early, so we'll be diving into it. Stick to all the hot fun happening at the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Blah, 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 blah. I want to take one more rip with you fellas. Hey, you want it? Subscribe. You can have it. Thanks for joining me, fellas. We will be doing this much longer next time. Peace. Staunch gang, love ya.